please request our session moderator, very warmly inviting Karine D'Souza, the General Manager, IT Business Technologies from Shobha Realty. Please walking up. Hi, Karine. A very, very warm welcome to you. Well, long wait, but worth the wait, I'm sure. To be interacting with some of the finest minds of the region here. Warm welcome to you. Please allow me to welcome your very impactful panelist as well. We're going to be welcoming Bashir Abdul Hakim Al-Dhagari, the Section Head Information Technology from the Abu Dhabi government. Request you to please come forward with a round of applause, please. Can we also welcome Imran Kanuti, the Head Ops Digitalization and Transformation from Bank Misr. Can we also request Muhammad Gamal Abdul Maqsood, the Chief Technology Officer and Director from Acumed Healthcare. Also inviting Ali Asghar Buhari, the Senior IT Director from Zuleika Hospitals. On that note, leading it to the panel for the discussion. All right. Of course, Ali Asghar is going to join us just in some time from now, but in the interest of time, Karine, I think it's a fair idea to get started with the conversation. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for keeping up that energy for the last session of today. So, yeah, it's been a privilege to moderate this session on one of the interesting topics that we're going to talk about, and with the esteemed panelists over here. So I think just to start off with it, I guess one of the major challenge as IT leaders of any organization that we have is how do we match the demands that our business stakeholders ask us to, and how do we supply for their demands. So organizations have now realized technology is a way forward, and matching up to the pace of what they require for us to develop to what we can develop for them is something that is a major problem that organization leaders are facing. And that's where I think the low-code, no-code platform is one interesting platform or one interesting technology that's come across which organizations are embarking and using it and trying to see what they can do about it. And I think that the panelists over here would agree to it. So, Mohammed, I would just want to start off with you, to understand, does low-code actually have a place within the enterprise?
Well, I think if you ask me this question 3-4 months back, I would say no. It's so difficult because we know the low-code, no-code application and solution does not suit the enterprise. Because enterprise application and solution is quite complex to gather and gather all under one solution like no-code application. We can see lots of examples in the market. I don't want to mention the name, but it's so complex when it comes to the creating data on the pipelines, for example, or how the enterprise architecture for the system works. It does not fit the solution. But now I have seen the rise of no-code application that combine AI. So you can generate application and solution from the backlog or a story. The user does not need to know exactly how this works and how this code is getting generated. But I'm monitoring at least 2-3 applications now in the market that generate a very strong and very solid code for application that might suit enterprise. Yet we are just started, or this tool is the initial phase, but I think very soon we'll find a customized and model that works for enterprise that can be used by normal user or a user who don't have any knowledge in code to use no code plus AI for enterprise.
Agree. I think so most of us are actually embarking on the journey and trying to evaluate what works best for us. So Bashir, what about you? How do you?
I agree totally with Mohammed. However, this is also depend on your infrastructure. For example, in my case, we are totally 100% on cloud, Azure cloud, which this facilitate adopting of low code, no code. For example, so we are relying on Power Apps. Yes, the Power Apps and all the setup of Power Apps. Okay, and we are start relying on Power Apps. Okay, to use it to build websites, important websites, not only a normal website for internal use, but also websites to be used externally with other entities in Abu Dhabi government. And yes, as Mohammed mentioned, somehow you may reach a point where, in case if you have that complex requirement, you will need somehow to code the area that you have. But generally, I can say in my case, I'm using the Power App quite good, and this is, or the credit goes to my infrastructure, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it's good to use the technologies that you're already using within the organization and, just add on to it.
And I'll be honest with you, while you are on top of Azure Cloud, things by default will come with it. This also helping us to use AI, business card readers, tools that comes by default, which is amazing. People in my entity, actually, they are impressed about us, but the credit goes to Azure infrastructure. Yeah.
That's interesting. So Imran, coming to you, just wanted to understand what are the benefits that you think that comes out of using a low-code, no-code platform?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. The subject is low code, no code, but at this moment, I think everybody is thinking about no more panels. So it's a high time. Okay, anyways, not taking much of time. To answer what are the benefits of low code and no code platforms, I would like to start something like this low code, no code type of technology has become something as a new normal for the software development these days. It's not the traditional way of doing the actual application development. It's a new way of thinking a software development. I will tell you why. I will see low code, no code in two contexts. One is an opportunity and second is the benefit. What is the opportunity here? The opportunity here is for the companies, particularly for the startups or financial institutions. If you want to be quick in the market with the products you want to be, this is the platform. That's the opportunity you have. And second, it is also giving a big opportunity for the citizen developers. What does it mean? So people in the companies who are not coming from the technology background, it is giving them such empowerment. You can plan and design your applications on this platform. So these are the key opportunities you are seeing in this low-code, no-code platforms. But when you talk about actual benefits, it is actually helping you to be quick in the market. It is helping you to do the cost optimization. It is removing the limitation on depending on your developers 100%. Particularly if you see the UAE sector, it is a home for a lot of fintech companies, startup companies. So how they are leveraging this low-code, no-code platform? They are not depending too much for their technological developments on technical people. They are using this platform. They are giving internal trainings to their staff who are actually not coming from the technical background. So once they are learning this technology, it is just a drag and drop features. Like I will give a simple use case. In one of the insurance company I was working 2 years back, there was a requirement of upgrading the website. So what we have decided, we have understood from the past when we did the website first time, and then obviously it went with a lot of changes. Because on a website you actually expect what? You do banners, you need to promote things, you need to change the content, you need to tell about your products regularly. So changes are obvious. Every time you need to make changes. And just imagine the situation every time when you have a change request and you want to go back to your vendor team, ask for a cost, do a negotiation, depend on him, he will give a timeline, then you have to test and you need to deliver. How much time it is taking. So we learned from that past, and we want to really leverage this time on the low-code, no-code platform. And we have partnered with a company where this new upgrade of website will be built purely on no-code, low-code platform. And imagine what happened. We gave the training to the marketing team, who are the actual custodians of this website. They learned everything, and once the website is developed, within the month of 6 months, 55 changes are delivered without a cost. Because they learned how to drag and drop. They learned how to use this technology, not to depend on the vendors, do everything what they want. And what is the key benefit for them? Time to market. So they should not wait for these developers to come and do everything for them. So if you ask me, the benefit is time to market, and one of the biggest benefit is you are giving the leverage for your non-technical staff to learn these things.
Agree. And probably I would add to it is that we could not, it's not, sustainable to upskill or bring in new talent in the team every single time you need to develop something new.
Correct.
And I guess the coding standards also, right? Because if we do not have a standard set of coding, it helps such a tool which actually standardize every code for us. And it, does not depend upon what the developer wants to actually
Exactly.
do. So yeah, and Imran, just continuing with what you were just talking about. So what kind of applications do you think that we could actually build on a low-code platform?
See, today it is not a limitation for organizations or type of companies for which product to choose for low-code, no-code platform. It has become obvious for everyone. But to be very frank, if you want to really leverage that no-code, low-code platform, you need to target the customer-facing applications. As I said, the example, what I said, the website. It's a customer-facing application. And at the same time, your mobile product. These days, you can easily anticipate how many times your mobile app is going to get updated. Just imagine the situation if you want to depend on the vendor, how much time and cost it will take. So if you ask me the question, the key applications that should leverage low-code, no-code platform, number one is the customer-facing applications. And number second point is the internal operations, who has a lot of BAU activities to be done on a daily basis. They should aim targeting this platform for their automation initiatives. For example, recently I have implemented RPA technology for one of core banking operation activities, and I used a low-code, no-code platform. Because there what I did, we trained our operational users how to make use of these things, because tomorrow when they want to tweak some changes, straight away they go and use the platform. So I can see two areas, customer-facing platforms and internal operations. They can easily leverage on these platforms.
Okay, interesting. How about you, Mohammed, from your end?
I'll think more technically than the use case for the operation or the customer directly, because I'm not sure if, for example, website might be too much for the current applications for low-code, no-code. If we're talking also about a website for enterprise or a complex website where the user journey, there's a lots of touch points and checkpoints in the user journey. But if we move on the technical part, we know that it's a good application also for legacy system or to connect to legacy system. Or if you have a new system which is not fully customized for the customer operation, and there is small gaps, maybe low-code, no-code can fill this gap within this application. A small solution that might be needed by the customer or internal team. Always we get a request from IT point of view, from HR, for example, to customize a recognition program or a small financial lease that people need to do some transaction or feedback form or meeting space. This all can be done easily with no-code, low-code application. This bring us to think how we can break this barrier between the business team and the IT team, giving them shift this kind of development, this kind of needs back to the business, and govern this area with the business to deliver such a small requirement using these applications.
Interesting. So Bashar, you have actually heard that, Imran having websites, customer-facing applications that have been developed on a low-code platform, with Mohammed telling us how he's doing with regards to the HR operations-related platform. So what's your take on, do you think that we can build like a very important, the backbone organization applications on a platform, like a mission-critical application on a low-code platform?
I'm doing this now. Actually, again, relying on Power Apps, and by the way, Power Apps, when I'm saying Power Apps, hopefully that I'm not naming a specific company, because Power Apps is Power Apps.
Like
it's a
Power
Microsoft
Apps.
thing. But actually, as I say, that I'm relying on we have a website called Government Portal, where our audience is the government. We built this on top of the Power App. Another thing that we did it in Power App, it's very complex calculation technique for one of the departments, and we integrate the Power App, this app, into the CRM. into the dynamic CRM. Means that I'm not only building on top of Power App complex applications used for customer facing or for internal workflow, but also I'm able to integrate it with one of the internal applications that I have. So in my case, already it's done, and yes, we are using it. However, we need to highlight one point that, please, in case if you will do any critical apps over low code, no code, and sometimes you will rely on people not that that depth in coding, you need to maintain the security, you need to maintain the data privacy, you need to configure everything for them and then give it to them, and then they can build on top of it. But relying on them 100%, this may cause a lot of issues later, especially if it is facing the customers, because you are opening it for public audience. So you need first to configure this security configuration for them, and then give it to them to build on top of it.
Interesting, because I agree, because as Shobha, I can also vouch on my side, saying that there are some applications, or there are some business processes and procedures which normally don't fit into an enterprise-based application. So it's very niche to the organization, and that actually is the backbone of the organization as an application. So yes, we are also from our side trying to assess and see if there is something that meets such kind of requirements, so we can build such applications. But agree, there are opportunities out there which actually we could look into. So that's interesting. So Mohammed, getting back to you again, I'm sure the low-code platform has brought an agility within your organization. Imran did touch about citizen development and all those aspects. So what's your take on that?
In my organization, we started to adopt no-code, low-code a few years back. There is when some application released from the technology provider, as my colleague mentioned also about Power Apps or Power Automation or Builder.ai. Lots of tools now released in the market that help us, and we started to create like a small group from the business who can support and who can also build a flow using these tools. I don't want to mention the tool, but it was like a web application that people can go through the steps from the trigger to the end of the flow, and then publish this to one of the platforms for data collection, that time for claims and patient information from spreadsheets. We feel like that time, okay, now the load is reduced to the IT teams and the team who's really busy to deliver maybe different class or different type of application that need some dedication, and also we save the cost for our operation not to add more resources for such a tool. What's important is like the user themselves started to come up with the new ideas and the new initiatives to take this workflow to the next phase, maybe to analysis phase, create dashboards and business analysis charts to visualize this data and create as a radiator for the operation for next step. Instead of just dummy reports, now we can take a decision accordingly from this data. So if you see that there is a good shift is happening, and we as a technology team need to increase this awareness and adoption of low code for this purpose. And also, as we mentioned, we have to be keen also about the security and how the data is flowing from one application to another, from one system to another, because it requires also some governance in the beginning. You cannot just go and build this platform, a no-code, low-code platform where you have a lot of stakeholders, but you don't have done your homework on the back end to tight your security, classify your data, categorize your data, what data this user can use for this purpose, what other not, permission and authorization. It's very also crucial at this phase to understand how we can govern such a platform.
No, I agree. I think so. IT as an organization, we need to have that data governance over this entire thing. Anything that you all would want to add on to whatever Mohammed mentioned with regards to bringing the agility within the organization by using a low-code platform? Any take from your side?
See, particularly in this era of digital transformation, agility is one of the main factors that drives the digital technologies. So if you are not encouraging the environment of agile in your organizations, then definitely this type of innovative technological platforms you cannot leverage. So we have to opt for agile type of technologies in your companies.
Agree. Yeah, business. Okay. Yeah, sure. Mr. Ali, if you could just join us too. Okay. So, welcome, Mr. Ali. We were just discussing on the low-code platforms.
Continue, I'll just add something.
No, we would like to hear from you also too.
We'll spend the last 3 minutes with you. We did our part.
So I just want to understand how is it helping your organization from the agility perspective? You know, have business pitch in and say that, yes, we are developing it for you, but of course we need to have that IT governance over it to make sure that they're doing it right.
Yeah, see, now actually, I just want to add 2 lines here. That UAE is trend-setting country, and we have seen that there are a lot of new technologies are coming. And for low-code and no-code specifically, if you see that healthcare, I'm talking about healthcare. So there are a lot of research is going on to have this kind of platforms to build applications immediately and quickly, which is low code and no code is giving that value, where we are also taking some kind of POCs and this to just analyze this platform for starting with mobile apps. I cannot say very critical applications or anything, but yes, the small apps you can do and get these things done. So I don't know what you guys have think of on enterprise and what is an outlook. So
We had actually similar type of solutions,
Okay.
actually.
So yeah, just to summarize the entire discussion, you know, probably just would want to go around all of y'all and understand what do you see as, you know, the low code, no code, the future of it within this region. How is it coming up within the UAE region? So your thoughts on it?
In general, UAE, one of the countries encouraging the technology till the end, you know. So if low code, no code was one of the visions where we need to go, then they will facilitate this to make it happen. And from technology perspective, the maturity in low code, no code, as Mohammed said at the beginning, before 5 years, maybe we cannot have that confidence to talk about the low code, no code. But today, yes, and with the AI, with the new things are coming now, metaverse on the way, and many technologies will be integrated also with the low code, no code concept, and we will have something that even ourselves we didn't visualize. But it will happen, I think, within the coming 5 years, things will be totally different. Sorry for all the developers, but this is a fact.
How about you, Imran?
absolutely right, yeah.
See, low-code, no-code platform actually has taken great traction in the region, I can say. Across the globe, if you can see, 84% of major companies have already leaned towards this platform because they are realizing the benefits. They see what is the actual advantage of doing this. Because eliminating the dependency on external vendors is the biggest thing any organization can look for. So if you talk about the region, as I told earlier, it is a home for a lot of startup companies. And they are big time leveraging on this platform because this dependency of external resources is totally eliminated. And more importantly, it is giving a great opportunity for citizen developers, as I said. So in this region, not only UAE, across the Gulf countries, in the GCC region, this has a very promising environment and this is continued to happen.
Interesting aspect. Mohammed, how about you?
I think the agility is the mindset here when we are adopting the no-code, low-code application solution on the organization. And this mindset has to be replicated everywhere. Again, if you think about the opportunity, saving cost, saving time, the effort, and break the gaps and building bridges and lines between the systems together and also people together with such a platform. People, we need to invest more because it's growing now. The number of integration I've seen in many applications, no code, low code, immense, where I can connect to the low code to SharePoint, to PDF online, to parse data, database, external. So I think there is a complete network there connected to the current solution for no code, low code to make the outcome of this platforms more meaningful and more useful. So risk is there, challenges is there, but like any other thing, any other opportunity, another initiative we have to also consider this and put in mind for mitigation.
Ali, your final take on this.
I think there is a very scope for low code, no code definitely in coming years. And as all panelists has already told, like, there is for faster developments, agility and so many things. But yes, risk is involved. And when we are talking about any critical application, then we have to make it sure that whatever results we want, should get it through low code, no code.
True. I think so. To sum it up, we all believe that low code is actually going to accelerate our pace of innovation within the organizations. So yeah, thanks a lot for all of you all for your wonderful insights. I'm sure everybody enjoyed the session and are going to take back a lot. And thank you everybody for all your patience. Thank you.